Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and big breaking news that is stemming from the media and a couple of media outlets now is about Antoine Greizeman now from Atletico Madrid, and the reports are stemming that now Barcelona are edging closer now to getting the pursuit of Antoine Greizeman from Atletico Madrid in the current summer, in the current process, because reportedly now, as it has suggested out, he has made a decision regarding his future as Antoine Greizeman, and reportedly it's suggesting out now that Barcelona are in advanced talks with Atletico Madrid in this situation, but Barcelona now are reportedly close, because reportedly Barcelona have agreed a deal in principle to get Antoine Greizeman in the current process. So this could be a big major blow for Manchester United, because we know Jose Mourinho has got quite a few players on his agenda, and Greizeman basically is not Barcelona's main priority target, as we all know. We know Barcelona had been interested in him during the course of the summer that's just gone. But also Coutinho's on Barcelona's agenda. Barcelona have got quite a few alternatives as well, but Coutinho is their main priority target, is Barcelona's, and Barcelona are going to go for him in January. But reportedly, Barcelona have agreed a deal in principle to get Antoine Greizeman. It's not fully confirmed yet. Barcelona are still in talks and negotiations with Atletico Madrid of this situation. I think Greizeman is keen on joining Barcelona, because we know he does have a lot of experience, in Spain. Been in Spain quite a long time now as Antoine Greizeman. He did it with Real Sociedad. He's now doing it with Atletico Madrid. But the reason Manchester United didn't get a deal over the line for him in August was due to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban. And as he did estimate 6 out of 10, that he was going to be coming to Old Trafford, was Antoine Greizeman. In the process, we never ever got a deal over the line for Greizeman due to the transfer ban. And we know Diego Costa went back to, he's going back to Atletico Madrid, and he's going to be playing for them in January, as we all know. But we know in the process that the reason we needed to get him was to the transfer ban, and we know his release clause does reduce to £89 million next summer, so Barcelona can get an £89 million deal for him next summer, because he signed a new deal back in June until 2022 with Atletico Madrid. He scored 28 goals in the La Liga last season. I think, this is his fourth season. I think this is his now fourth season in the process with Atletico Madrid. His Griezmann's, or is it fifth season if I'm right? But we know he risen up the ranks for Real Sociedad fantastically well, won the title. Real Sociedad, scored 52 goals in just over 2 century appearances. Real Sociedad, very good for France, very good in Euro 2016 as well. Top scorer player of the Tom. In 2014 as well, when he made his senior debut, he helped France get to the quarterfinals as well. Did Antoine Greizeman, and he'd be a fantastic number 7. As I said, because Man United haven't had a good number 7 for a long time. We know number 7 is still currently vacant at the moment. But looking like we've missed out on him now, because it's saying Barcelona have reportedly agreed a deal in principle to sign Antoine Greizeman. But Antoine Greizeman, he can play as a forward. He can play on each. He can play as a winger. I think he can play even playing as attacking midfielder. Can Greizeman, and he's got that finishing product, that good touch. He's very clinical. He's an efficient finisher, and he'd look good in the Barcelona side, definitely alongside Messi and Luis Suarez. But he'd look good in Manchester United team, alongside Martial and Rashford. Two fantastic United prospects. Alongside Lukaku, he'd look good. Has a strong friendship with Paul Pogba as well. But yeah, it looks like we've missed out on him now, and that is a very disappointing news. And he reportedly has agreed to join. Barcelona. He's agreed basically to join Barcelona in principle, and it says Barcelona have agreed a deal in principle for Antoine Greizeman. So it's looking like now, next summer he's going to be making the move to Barcelona in 2018. Is Antoine Greizeman in the current process? So yeah, very disappointing in my opinion. But obviously we know Barcelona have not only got Greizeman now on the radar. We know Philippe Coutinho is still on Barcelona's radar as well. But the reason Barcelona didn't get a deal over line Philippe Coutinho in the sorry, this keeps going off charge. Barcelona didn't get a deal of line for Philippe Coutinho in the August window due to Liverpool loaners, and the Liverpool board. Basically, you know, we're not willing to accept any bids, but Barcelona are hoping to go for him in January, you know, to strengthen their midfield up a bit. And Barcelona, you know, are targeting him as a long-term replacement for Iniesta, as we all know, because Coutinho could play attacking mid. He can also play on each flank as well, can Philippe Coutinho in the process. We know that Neymar maybe would want to see, you know, Philippe Coutinho at PSG, you know, because they have a fantastic friendship, you know, they play together for Brazil as well. But Coutinho did say he was willing to turn down January switch to Paris Saint-Germain, and he prefers to move to Barcelona, as we all know. And, you know, PSG, you know, considering the amount of money they've invested, you know, they may not be able to get Coutinho anyway, you know, due to financial fair play regulations and stuff. But PSG did say, you know, actually could offload quite a few players, possibly, you know, in the January transfer window as well. But Coutinho has recently tweeted out, you know, he's insisted that he's happy with his Liverpool Football Club. He's happy with life. And he's basically tweeted this out he tweeted this out the other day, did Philippe Coutinho in the press. So he did say at the moment he is happy with Liverpool, but he did say Barcelona are plotting a fresh bidding in January of £106 million for Philippe Coutinho in the process. We know Coutinho's representatives had made it clear to Barcelona and Liverpool have valued the player at around about £130 million. So Liverpool, you know, Liverpool may want £130 million for Coutinho. We know, don't forget, he's still under contract with Liverpool until 2022. So he's got 5 years left on his deal as Philippe Coutinho. He's become one of the most courage-fragile midfielders. You know, he's been into Milan. You know, he's had experience of playing in Spain before. Liverpool, you know, paid £8.5 million for him. Barcelona had 3 bids turned down for him in the August window. But for me, Liverpool, you know, should have generated the money, and they'd have got, you know, they'd have been able to get a player or 2 decent players out of that money if they generated the money that Barcelona offered. They could have cashed £118 million in, could have Liverpool, and, you know. But I'd say for Liverpool, you know, get rid of Coutinho in January, generate that money, and you know, use that money and reinvest into their squad, Liverpool Football Club. But as we know, yeah, Barcelona look like they're going to get Greizeman, so this is the main part of this video. Philippe Coutinho is on top of Barcelona's list, as we all know as well, but they have got quite a few alternatives, as I've mentioned to you before, as well, of Barcelona in the process. So, yeah, but as I updated you earlier on a bit more transfer news, what was it now I updated you earlier on now, if I can remember rightly, you know, I give you a bit of an update, you know, on Sanchez and, you know, Mesut Ozil, but I think, you know, could Mesut Ozil, even if we've missed out on Greizeman by the looks of it now, could Mesut Ozil potentially, you know, still be Manchester United's next possible signing? I do hope so, to be quite honest, because Jose Mourinho classifies Mesut Ozil as a fantastic number 10. He classifies Ozil as a fantastic number 10. You know, they used to work together at Real Madrid fantastically well. So Ozil does have experience, you know, of playing in Spain, as we all know. But reportedly, you know, Atletico Madrid have reportedly showed an interest in Mesut Ozil as well. But this could depend on Saul Niguez. He's an Atletico Madrid midfielder, very, very good dynamic box-to-box midfielder as well. That depends if he leaves Atletico Madrid. But reportedly, Saul Niguez did say he did want to join Manchester United. So Man United could make a move for him in January. Could he be potentially Manchester United's next signing? But he's at Atletico Madrid, as we all know. You know, he's got a 9-year contract signed back in July. He does have a release clause of £133 million as well. But it has confirmed that Atletico Madrid have been interested in Ozil. They've contacted Ozil of possibly making a return to Spain. We know Ozil's been in the Premier League now for 4 years or so with Arsenal. But reportedly, Atletico Madrid have been in contact with Ozil. Am I correct? Yeah, they've been in contact with Ozil of this situation of him making a return back to Spain. And reportedly, Atletico Madrid are willing to offer him a sign-on fee and offer him around over £200,000 a week in wages as well. Even though Ozil's been demanding over £300,000 a week from Arsenal Football Club. But I think, you know, if we miss out on Greizeman, I think Ozil's got to be potentially our next signing. We've still got a few players on our agenda, as we all know. But I think this is going to depend on Saul Niguez, whether Atletico Madrid are going to make a move for Ozil in January. So if Saul Niguez is to stay at Atletico Madrid, it doesn't come at Man U, I think then maybe Atletico Madrid will drop their interest. But if Saul Niguez does come at us, then Obviously, Atletico Madrid may go for Ozil in January, but Mourinho, even if he does get Sol Niguez, still would be disappointed, that we didn't get Ozil, because we know with the Ozil situation, the contract talks have stalled, as we all know. Ozil is nowhere near in the process of signing a new deal with Arsenal, even though it did say there was a chance it could have happened, because obviously Ozil reportedly was demanding Jack Wilshere's number 10 shirt if he is to possibly sign a new deal with Arsenal as well. Reportedly, he did say Arsenal were willing to offload him £30 million. Willing to offload him £30 million, but Ozil has still said he's fully focused on Arsenal. As I said, he could create chances, he can provide assists, he could bring a lot to Manchester United. That what you doing?
Charlie, lower your voice a bit.
Why?
Because Bev's off travel lie down. I think she's got a bit of a bug.
All right.
Just lower. I don't mind you talking, but just lower your voice a bit.
But as I was saying, he can create chances, he can provide assists. He's in the Bundesliga for 5 years, a lot of good experience, as well as Ozil. And Jose Mourinho's keen on reuniting with the player after they were fantastic together at Real Madrid. He's now made over century appearances for Arsenal. Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him from Real Madrid, as we all know. And highest paid fee for a German player and the current World Cup winner as well. But Arsenal looking to cash in for him because he becomes a free transfer next summer. Does Mesut Ozil, as we all know. As we all know in the process, so we'll see what happens with that. And then you've got Alexis Sanchez, who's coming to an end of his deal as well. It says Arsene Wenger now. Obviously, Arsenal have identified quite a few replacements, for Sanchez and Ozil, but reportedly it says in the press that Arsenal are demanding that they want Raheem Sterling as part of a swap deal for Sanchez. So basically, Arsene Wenger and Arsenal are keen on getting Sterling as a potential replacement for Sanchez. So there could be talks over this again of Sterling and Sanchez going in the opposite direction, because we heard this back in the August window, but it never materialised. This is why basically City, one of the main reasons City didn't get Sanchez, because obviously City were not willing to offload Sterling as part of the deal of City getting Sanchez. But they wasn't willing to offload Sterling because City were only keen on a cash-only deal, as we all know in the process. But in August, City were reluctant and were resisted to offload Sterling. Obviously, amount of money City spent. Sterling's doing very, very well for them. City paid £49 million for him from Liverpool back in 2015, as we all know. But Arsene Wenger is keen on getting Sterling, and he's keen on the potential swap deal as well in the current process. But I don't see City, willing to offload Sterling as part of the deal. I think City are just keen on a cash-only deal for Alexis Sanchez. But Arsenal, don't forget, could have cashed 50, could have cashed £60 million in August for Sanchez. But as Arsenal, as we all know, couldn't find that replacement in the current process as well. But I don't see City, willing to offload Raheem Sterling, but we know Sanchez coming to an end of his deal. He's also a player that's been demanding a higher wage as well as Mesut Ozil. I think he's been demanding like 400,000 from Arsenal. He quoted that he wanted Champions League footballer Alexis Sanchez in the process. That he wanted Champions League football. A lot of teams have been interested. It did say PSG were willing to pay 30 million for him in January as well. Maybe City, still keen on maybe paying 20, 30 million for him in January, or they could still wait until next summer when he sees out his deal and then he becomes a free transfer. But I think Arsenal, we do know want to cash in on him. Made his international debut in 2006, and I think Pep Guardiola's keen on reuniting with Sanchez after they were fantastic together at Barcelona. Arsenal paid £35 million for him. This is 4th season in the process. He's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons, as we know. But his versatility is very, very good. His attacking instinct is very, very good. He can play as an attacking mid. He can play on each flank, and his defensive distribution is very, very good as well, and he's a very, very good number 7. There's some press saying he should join Manchester United. Alexis Sanchez, I love Alexis Sanchez at Manchester United in the process, but I don't see it happening. I still think he's favoured to go to Manchester City, as I said, in the process, but obviously Arsenal lined up replacements, and as it did say in the press the other day about Nabil Fekir, as I said, the current player from Lyon, it did say Arsenal were closing on a deal, and it did actually suggest that Arsenal have found the replacements for Ozil and Sanchez, and it did say Arsenal willing to offload Ozil for 30 million in January, Sanchez for about 30 million in January. They generate that £60 million and then put it on Nabil Fekir, and it did say Arsenal were closing on a deal of £60 million of the signing of Nabil Fekir from Lyon in January. But Arsenal, it says Arsenal are willing to pay a club record fee for the player as well, because obviously he's keen on reuniting with Lacazette, because obviously Lacazette used to play with Nabil Fekir, during his time with Lyon, and Lacazette's done well for Arsenal. I think they'd look fantastic as a partnership if Nabil Fekir was actually to make the move to Arsenal in the January window. But as I said, he can play as attacking mid, he can play as a striker, and this Nabil Fekir is very, very good because he scored 12 goals this season already. Last season he scored 10 goals and 10 assists, so he can create, he can provide, he can, get assists, and he's been in the senior team with Lyon since 2013. He made his international debut for France in 2015, raising up the youth system, fantastically well. Did the player as well, and became more of a regular in Lyon's team in his second season, as we all know. And during the 2015-16, he'd missed large parts of that due to injury as well. But it says Arsenal were closing on the deal of getting the player for £60 million, and that was reported the other day. But yeah, and I think about Thomas Lemar as well. As I said, Liverpool, could still revive the interest in Lemar as a potential replacement for Philippe Coutinho as well. But I think, and that was Arsenal's main priority target, that was Arsenal's main priority target, to replace Sanchez. But Arsenal didn't get a deal over the line due to that Monaco were reluctant and were resisted to offload Thomas Lemar in the process, considering the amount of money Monaco generated. And, I think he's still under contract to 2009-2020. He can play attacking mid, he can play on each flank. He's a fantastic young age prospect, is Thomas Lemar, as we all know in the process. But Arsenal had 2 bids rejected for him in August. Liverpool had 2 bids rejected for him in August. But Liverpool could still identify him as a suitable replacement for Philippe Coutinho. But it's saying now Arsenal, and it says in the press now Arsenal are actually not going to revive their interest in Thomas Lemar now. So now I think Arsene Wenger has totally ended Arsene Wenger has ended now of potentially making another approach for Lemar. So he's ended it now, I think. So yeah, but it did say the Monaco president did say he's likely to leave next summer. He made his international debut in 2016, and he's made a big impact since he's been at Monaco, as we all know as well. But Liverpool could still revive their interest in him in January, possibly as well in the process. But also, as he updated you earlier on as well, didn't I, guys? What did I update you on? It was about Mali and Fellaini. That was the big main news earlier on. Reportedly, Man United have been in talks. Well, I think they're still in talks of trying to secure Mali and Fellaini a new deal. We know Jose Mourinho is a bigger admirer of the player. And we know Fellaini at Old Trafford, Marion Fellaini is coming to an end of his deal at Manchester United. As we all know, he's coming to an end of his deal. Is Marion Fellaini. I think he did say Man United have the option, to put a current 1-year extension on his contract as well. Marion Fellaini in the process, but reportedly he did say in the press earlier on. He said in the press earlier on. That reportedly Man United have offered him a new contract, and it was reportedly worth this new contract were reportedly worth about 120,000 a week. But reportedly Fellaini has turned this offer of a new contract down from Manchester United. So reportedly we could now lose him on a free next summer. But obviously I think Man United are not prepared to cash in on Fellaini in January, as it said in the press. Man United are not prepared to cash in for him in January, because obviously Jose Mourinho is desperate for him to sign a new deal. Jose Mourinho is a big admirer of the player, and that's why basically Jose Mourinho blocked him making a move to Galatasaray during the August window. But as I said, Greizeman is a big admirer of the player, and this is definitely his best season in a Manchester United shirt, as I said. And Fellaini has a fantastic relationship with Jose Mourinho, and in the Premier League, he's definitely made over 2 century appearances now as Marion Fellaini in the current process. And this, without a doubt, this is his best season in the process with Man United. I think he scored 4 goals this season. He was fantastic, before he suffered his injury, Marion Fellaini. But obviously now he's just recovered from injury as Marion Fellaini as well. This is his 5th season now in the process with Man U. We got him from £27 million from Everton back in 2013 during the David Moyes era. And last season he played well in the Europa League final. He also played well against Celta Vigo and won the Europa League games as well. So he can perform well in his day, but this without a doubt is his best season in a Manchester United shirt. And I've been very, very impressed with him, but this is his best season. But Mourinho, he does hope that Fellaini does sign a new deal with the club as well in the current process, as we all know. But as I'm saying, the main part of this video, guys, as I am updating you on right now, the main part of this video is about Antoine Greizeman. Reportedly, Barcelona are still in negotiations with Atletico Madrid, reportedly. And reportedly, Barcelona now have agreed a deal in principle to get Antoine Greizeman next summer in the current process. So he's saying Antoine Greizeman has made a decision on his future and has agreed to join Barcelona in principle as well. So looks like we have missed out on Antoine Greizeman. So that is very, very disappointing indeed in the current process. So yeah, I am disappointed about that. As I also, updated you earlier on, I give you a bit of an update on Emre Can, didn't I? Emre Can from Liverpool. Reportedly, Emre Can, we know, is coming to an end of his deal. We know Juventus have been heavily linked with him. He regarded Juventus' interest as an honour, did Emre Can in the current process. But yeah, as we all know, reportedly now, if he is to sign a new Liverpool deal, Emre Can, he is demanding wages of £150,000 a week. So reportedly, he's demanding wages of £150,000 a week if he is to sign a new deal. And are Liverpool prepared to meet what the current player is demanding? So basically, Emre Can, he's demanding a higher wage increase. And reportedly, we know Juventus have been in talks with Liverpool. Juventus have been in talks with Emre Can's representatives over making a potential move. And yeah, but it did say City have also entered the race for Emre Can. And it did say the other day in the press that Emre Can actually prefers a City move over Juventus. And it did say he was actually keen on seeing out his current contract and then leaving. And then he was keen, it was Emre Can, on leaving Liverpool on a free transfer next summer and joining Manchester City in the current process. But as we all know, he also reported for him to sign a new deal, he was also demanding a release clause. Was Emre Can refused to sign a new deal, and he was and he's been demanding a higher wage increase now of £150,000 a week as Emre Can in the current process. But he's a very, very good defensive midfielder because he can play as defensive mid, he can play as fullback, he plays as centre back. He's very, very good for Germany, as I said. And he's made over 100 appearances now since he's been at Liverpool Football Club as Emre Can. So Liverpool still may be keen to keep the player. And he risen up the ranks fantastically well with Bayern Munich. I mean, the majority of his playing time with Bayern Munich, he was in the reserve team, as we all know, in the current process. He was in the reserve team, and went to Bayer Leverkusen. Liverpool just nearly then paid £10 million for the player as well. So he could still see out his contract and leave on a free next summer if Liverpool are not demanding the £150,000 a week. Well, if Liverpool are not willing to meet the £150,000 a week that Emre Can is demanding if he is to sign a new Liverpool deal as well. But yeah, this is the big main part of this video. Very, very disappointing, as I said, about Antoine Greizeman in the current process. Reportedly now he's agreed to join Barcelona in principle. Barcelona have agreed a deal in principle to get Greizeman next summer. But reportedly it's still saying Barcelona are in negotiations with Atletico Madrid over this as well. So looks like now our main target was Greizeman during the August window. Looks like now we have missed out on the current players. So that is very, very disappointing indeed. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes on the channel if you do consider subscriber as always, and take it easy, guys. And I'll see you all later. Bye.